Assalamu alaikum. Hi my dear students. Welcome back to our English class. Today we are going to learn grammar. What is the topic you know? What is the topic? Punctuation marks. Okay, what is the topic? Punctuation marks. So here what do you mean by punctuation marks? Okay? What do you mean by punctuation marks? So page number, all of you take page number 77. Very important topic. Okay. When we are reading a sentence, writing a sentence, we need punctuation marks, isn't it? So now we are going to see in a detailed way about punctuation marks, and then comma, colon, and then independent clause and dependent clause. It's comes one after one another. Okay. So we are going to learn step by step. Okay. So here page number 77, listen carefully. Notice that the entire text is a single sentence as it conveys a unified idea. When we use two sentences to convey a unified idea, we use a semicolon between the sentences or independent clauses. Okay. So, in this class we are going to learn what is that? Comma, semicolon. Okay. And then what else? Understand? So semicolon, colon we are going to learn. Comma, you know. So most of the students you are pronouncing comma. Actually here most of the Keralis they are pronouncing comma, no problem. But my way of British English, we are following that comma only. So so you have to, what is that, pronounce like that only. Okay, comma. So here, so when we are seeing two sentence, okay, when we use two sentence, okay, to convey a message or convey a idea. Okay. For example, in a sentence you having, for example, wait, I'll tell you. While running up the hill, our path was blocked by a flock of grazing cattle. Okay. So here you are what is that, conveying a message into two sentence. Okay, into two sentence, conveying a message into two sentence. So that time we need a semicolon. Okay, semicolon. Okay. So between the sentence and the or independent clauses. What do you mean by independent clauses? That also we are going to see that. After that only you can understand that. Now look at the commas in the text. So the soldiers dug trenches on both sides of the no man's land and continued shooting at each other. So now I am going to write a sentence. You see how many commas are coming in a sentence. Okay. So soldiers dug trenches on both sides of the no man's land and continued shooting at each other. So here we are going to see how many commas they are using in a sentence. Okay, here first so, here also they are using the comma, and then the soldiers dug trenches on both sides of the no man's land. Here also we are using the comma, and continue shooting at each other. So in a sentence, if your need, okay, if your need commas means that that word we have to put the commas. Okay, so the soldiers dug trenches on both sides of the no man's land. So again they are continuing. So here they are having past. Past means they are stopping, and continue shooting at each other. So in a sentence, comma plays an very important. Okay, and then a comma is used between parts of a sentences showing short pauses. Why we are using the commas? Okay, why we are using the commas means when you are saying a sentence, you need a pause. Pause means you have to stop for a while. For that we are using the commas. It is also used to separate items in a list. So not only for taking pause means what I told you, stop. Not only for that, for example, you are telling any list, okay, fruits name you are telling apple, banana, and then grapes. So for that only you are writing a list, that also you are using the comma. Okay, so one is when you are taking a short pause. Short pause means stopping for a while. For that also we are using that commas. And another one is when you are writing or saying a list also, we are using that, what is it, comma. Let us look at the colon. Okay, now we are going to see the colon. Colon means this is, okay, this is colon. So I went to the market and bought a lot of fruit, apples, grapes, watermelons and oranges. Okay, this also I will write on the board, then you will understand. This is first one is commas. Okay, now we are going to see the colon. I went to the market. I went to the market and bought a lot of fruit. Okay, a lot of fruit. So here they are using the colon. Here they are using the colon. And then the list or continuous. Okay, the list or continuous. What is that? Apples, grapes, watermelons, and then oranges. Okay, so a colon is used to introduce a subsection or a list. So colon is used for a subsection or a list. For example, you are going to present a list means before that you have to put one colon. Okay, I went to the market and bought a lot of fruit, apples, grapes, watermelons and oranges. Okay, So if the list comes means we are using this commas, that you know. Here colon is used before the list. What are the list you are going to present, before that we are using that colon. Okay. So these are and all very important in English. Okay. When you are speaking, this no need. Okay. But when you are writing a sentence, it's very important where you want to put the commas, colon, semicolon. That is very important. For that we should learn this. Okay. So these are, we call it as punctuation marks. Okay, commas, colon and semicolon, we call it as punctuation marks. Okay. Now a comma is used between a again, not only for list we are using the comma, there are so many rules is there that we are going to see that. Okay, comma is used between a independent clause and an comma is used between a dependent clause and an independent clause in a sentence. Okay. Okay, what do you mean by independent clause and independent clause? You don't know. Okay, I will teach you, no problem. So a clause as a dependent clause and independent clause. Don't say clause, that is wrong pronunciation. Class, that class is different. Class, C-L-A-S-S, class means classroom, you know that. This is class. Class means that you have to pronounce like that only. Okay, a clause as a subject and a predicate. Okay, so if you take a sentence, some sentence we learned phrases. No, phrases means two words. Phrases mean two words. One word maybe what is that? It will describe anything like that. Okay, phrase means two words. Here clause also a separate words. In that separate words, it has subject and predicate. It has subject and predicate. What do you mean by subject? Subject, you know. What is that? Noun, name of anything, we call it as subject. Okay, and then predicate, you know. Predicate, what is that? She went to the market. She is the subject and went to the market is the predicate. Okay, so clause as verb. Okay, phrase doesn't have verb. Okay, understand? Sometimes what is it, verb phrase is there. Generally a phrase means we don't we doesn't have that, what is it, verb. Here clause as a subject and a predicate. Understand? Clauses are of two types. Clauses I will write on the board. So punctuation marks we have learning. Under this, where we want to use the punctuation marks, commas, semicolon, colon, that we are under this we are studying that dependent clause and independent clause. We are using that commas. Before that we have to study what is dependent clause and independent clause. So this is clause. Clause as, what is it, subject and predicate. It has subject and predicate. Okay, clauses of two types is there. What are the two types? Clause, two types is there. What is that? Dependent and independent. Okay, so clause as a subject and predicate. Subject I told you, names, what are the first word it comes, we what is that, considered as subject, and predicate it as verb and finishing sentence is there. So subject and predicate is a class. And then class again divided into two types, dependent class and independent class. Okay, dependent class and independent class. Now we are going to see the definition of what is that independent class and dependent class. Okay, a class has a subject and predicate. Clauses are of two types, dependent and independent. Okay, dependent and independent. A dependent class can function, an independent class can function by itself. Okay, independent means what? Depend means we are depending. Okay, depending another sentence. Okay, we are need of that. But independent class, no need of that. Okay, it stands by own. It stands by own. That is the meaning. Independent class. Independent class can function by itself. A dependent class cannot function by itself. Okay. Class means what? It's a sentence. Okay, it's a sentence. It has subject and predicate. So, independent class cannot function by itself. It is dependent on a independent class. Okay, when we see the example, you can understand. Okay, depending means you are asking something help. Okay, depending. Okay, that is that. So, dependent class cannot function by itself, but independent class can function by their own. That is the meaning. Now, we are going to see the example. You can understand very easily. Okay. For example, very interesting, grammar is very interesting if you know the meaning of what they are saying. If you understand very well, everything is easy only. Okay, while running up the hill, comma, our path was, I will write here, otherwise was blocked by a flock of grazing cattle. Okay, so here up to this, okay, up to this we called it as dependent class. Okay, dependent class. Don't say class, class. Okay, you have to pronounce class. And then rest of the thing, this one we called it as what? Independent class. Okay, I will explain you, then you will understand. Independent class. So here two sentences are there. Okay, two sentences are there. That is, while running up the hill, our path was blocked by a flock of grazing cattle. This is the one sentence. This all is the one sentence. Okay, now this one is coming in the beginning. Okay, this is dependent class. Okay, this is dependent class. For example, if you are taking the second sentence, okay, don't look at the second sentence, only while running up the hill. Can you give any meaning fully? No, it's not giving a complete meaning. While running up the hill, that's all, okay. So, this sentence was depending this sentence. It depending the independent clause, okay. So, our path was blocked by a flock of grazing cattle. So, this sentence if you joined only, it will give you meaning. So, this first sentence was depending, asking help, okay, depending the second sentence, okay. But now we are closing this. We are seeing the second sentence only. All of you listen carefully, it's very, very important. Our path was blocked by a flock of grazing cattle. It gives meaning, okay. It gives our path when we are going, and that time a flock of grazing cattle came, they blocked the road. So, that is has a meaning, but without this sentence also it can stand independently, okay. But this sentence cannot stand, what is that, on their own. It doesn't function on their own. It needs the help of the second sentence. So, this sentence we called it as dependent clause. Depending the another sentence, dependent clause, and this sentence we called it as independent clause. Understand? So, you have to what is that? You have to first remove the second sentence. You read that and you can see it gives any meaning, no. And then remove the first sentence and read this, it gives meaning, something it has meaning. So, it is independent clause and this one is dependent clause, okay. While running up the hill, our path was blocked by a flock of grazing cattle, okay. So, this is the what is dependent clause, independent clause. Now, you are understand, isn't it? So, I hope you all understand this punctuation marks and commas, semicolon, whatever I taught you. I hope you all understand this. Next, this chapter we need at least 2 more class to complete, okay. So, next class also I am going to continue the same thing. There are lots of things to study from this punctuation mark. If you have any doubt in this particular chapter, you can ask me, okay. Keep watching the video. If you have any doubt means you can ask me. Until then, take care. Assalamu alaikum.